So coming into constructive rest position. So gently supporting yourself as you lay down on the floor. And I forgot to show you another thing that I have is my wheat pack, which sometimes is really nice to have a little bit of pressure on your belly just to calm everything down. You could use a cushion. And all we'll do here is just start to feel into the floor. Now, something I've loved playing around with is just lifting my toes, coming up onto my heels, and just moving my pelvis up and down. So that's just a nice way just to bring a little bit of movement into the body. So you might like to do a few of those, or maybe even, 10 of those, and then just settle. I'm going to talk just for a little moment. So connect into the floor, feel that support underneath you. And just noticing how the body's feeling this afternoon. The invitation to close your eyes is there. You might like to keep them open, whatever feels nice for you. And knowing now that it is okay for you to come and rest. To connecting to some ease and your well-being. And a lot of the time, why would you even bother with stopping or being still? It's very, very calming to the parasympathetic nervous system. Let's get out of our flight or fight and get into our rest and digest. So as we either rock here, just settle for a moment, just feeling the breath moving through the body. Notice the sound the breath is making. And the invitation to begin lengthening your exhalation is there. So it might take you a few breaths just to figure out perhaps how many seconds it takes you to inhale. And only if it feels okay, maybe explore lengthening the exhalation. So feeling the sensation of your breath even in the back of the throat. Give yourself permission now to not have to do anything. It is okay for you to stop. There's nothing you need to do for this next little while except concentrate for now on your breath. Being here in the room, stopping and being. And there will be a thought that comes up, and then there'll be, I'm hungry, and then there'll be, I just heard a motorbike go past, there'll be the birds, there'll be all these the little things that will take you away, and then just come back to the breath. That's welcoming. We welcome whatever is coming into our awareness. So Iris, we are recognizing what is obstructing us from our true self, from our essential nature. We are perfect, whole, and complete, just as we are. So noticing now if anything is obstructing you, are you able to recognize that? Whether it might be anxiety, whether it might be irritation, frustration, tiredness, lethargy, whatever might be happening in you in this moment. Notice that. And if you stay with that, whatever it might be, notice where it lands in your body and it will move through you. Don't fight it, don't push it away, don't let it go. I invite you to stay with whatever's arising, whatever you told me before, how you're feeling this afternoon. And the invitation to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes is there. And perhaps you might like to try 3 breaths now, raising the arms on your inhalation and breathing out with the lengthened exhalation. Breathing in your own time, in your own rhythm. Slowly rolling yourself over onto your side. Just roll your pelvis forward so the pubic bone and the sternum are clip locking in place and then coming up to seated position. So for our first pose tonight, I'll invite you to take 2 of your pillows, place them on top of each other. And your little blankie. Blanket's optional. You don't have to have the blanket. I'm just placing that over the top of my pillows. We'll start sitting with your left hip as close as you can to the pillow. So got that? 1 pillow, 2 pillows. I've got a 3rd pillow here, which I'm going to place in between my knees. So if you have an abundance of pillows, grab that one as well. So sitting as close as we can. Just stacking the knees on top of each other as best as you can and as best it feels comfortable. Breathing in, lengthening sternum, crown of the head. Support yourself so the clip locks in place, pubic bone moves up, lower sternum clipping you and gliding yourself over. One other thing, something to support your head. So whether that be another cushion or another pillow or a book, something that you've got close by, it is nice to have something to support you. So sorry about that. Lengthening, clip lock, lowering yourself over. This arm will come close to the pillow and then resting. You might need something, the book or the cushion, and then playing around with your legs. I'm going to place my pillow in between mine. Oh, that feels awesome. I hope that's the response you can find. And then I'll invite you to raise this right arm up and over. Or not. That might be too strong for that shoulder. Perhaps even resting your hand on your chest. You might even like it just to the base of the neck and allow the elbow to fall back, which gives your chest and your armpit a nice opening. So hand here, up and over. And if none of those feels comfortable, just find somewhere that does. Maybe it's your belly. So feeling the support here underneath you. You might like to play around with a few positions. Noticing that. So here we're not looking for anything. You don't have to feel a particular thing. Let's let go of all of that. Let's be. Just going to come and have a little look. And then try not to fidget if that's possible. As best that you can, you feel that nice length to the sternum, that lovely reach to the arm. Notice whether there's a downward pressure on your body while you're here. And let's go ahead and notice what's bubbling up for you. What's coming to the surface as we lay here for you this evening. So noticing your intention. So it might be what you're hoping to get out of the practice tonight. It might even be, I am attentive. I am at ease. Just feeling into what's your intention for tonight. Notice that. And just feeling the breath moving through your body. And once you've set your intention, perhaps connecting with your heartfelt desire, the life force that's moving through you. And if you're stuck with an intention, perhaps you can break your intention down, or your heartfelt desire down, and have a little intention. So whatever your heartfelt longing is, how's that feel in the body, as if you were already attained it? And what do you need to do to allow the heartfelt desire to unfold? So noticing the internal sounds around you. So around another 30 seconds here. Just feeling the air touching over your skin. Any colours behind your eyes. And then I'll slowly invite you to lower this top arm ever so slowly, almost as if you're not moving it. It's just moving on its own. No thinking's involved, the arm is moving by itself. And then clip lock in place as we safely come up, and just pause here cross-legged for a moment, or soles of the feet touching, or legs out in a nice V. Now the arm that we had up over our head was the right one. Let's just place the right one on top of our left. If you need a bit of height, we're only just pausing here just to feel into the body. If you need a bit of height, you can sit on one of your pillows just to tilt the pelvis forward. So right hand on top of left, eyes just soft, and just notice, do a little quick scan, crown of the head down through to your toes. Welcoming in the sounds of the sirens that are going past my unit at the moment, allowing everything just to come to you. Just a little check-in here. And then blinking and coming to the other side. So sitting now with your right hip close to the two stacked pillows. I have my legs stacked on top of each other. Lengthening your sternum, clip lock in place, lengthening your sternum. Little piece of string. When you're ready, lowering yourself down. Having your support for your head. So the right arm will rest out, coming and resting with my pillow in between my legs. And just feeling that length in the sternum and playing around with where you'd like your left hand. So belly, perhaps hand on your heart. Perhaps to the shoulder, raising that elbow and then just placing your hand behind the neck, and the elbow is coming to rest on the side of your head, or perhaps continuing the arm over. So finding what feels comfortable for you, and we're just giving the side body a nice gentle stretch and then just softening. And as we spend 3 minutes here on this side, let's invite in our inner resource. So perhaps you're on the beach. You can feel the hot sun beaming down on your skin. Perhaps you're in a rainforest, smelling that beautiful fresh air, the leaves on the trees. Perhaps you're feeling a little cool in the rainforest, that coolness, that dampness of a rainforest. Perhaps your puppy's with you, and you can smell their beautiful little smell, feel their fur, perhaps they're licking you, or perhaps you've got your grandchild's hand in yours, or the love that you feel for someone. So let's bathe ourselves in our senses as we invite in our inner resource. So that felt sense, not a thinking process, a felt sense of in your body. Noticing the body softening and letting go. As you invite in safety, ease, comfort into your body. Now I'm just going to come and have a little check in with everyone. So your inner resource, the felt sense of okayness, of well-being, of ease, of comfort. Feeling that. And inviting you again now to connect with your breath. And let's, for the last little minute here, count inhalation, the number 10, and on your exhalation, counting backwards down to 1, so 9. Next inhalation, 8. And next exhalation, 7. So counting down from 10 to 1 as best that you can. And you might like to invite in a visualization with this as we're counting down. I love using the beach, the wave at the beach. So as the wave comes in to the shore, we're breathing in, and then as we exhale, the waves drawing back out. You might like to visualize a cloud just drifting across in front of you, and then it moves away on the exhalation. So I'll leave you some space now for the next 30 seconds to count from 10 to 1. And if you get to 1 and you'd like to continue, just start back over at 10. And if the counting doesn't feel right, you can let the counting go. And letting the counting go. Perhaps blinking a few times, wiggling your fingers. And when you feel ready, clip lock in place, safely bringing yourself up. Where this time we will pause here, seated, left hand over the right, and just checking in how we're feeling. Just taking your time as you come up. Have a little bit of height for your pelvis if you need. And lightly opening the eyes. And getting some support now for our next pose. So the next pose, little back bend and a little hip opener. So we keep our 2 pillows on top of each other with your blankie if you like. Now for this one, if you've got something for underneath your thighs, that would be really helpful. We're going to sit as close as we can to the pillows. Allow the clip lock to keep your pelvic floor, your abdomen area switched on as we safely lower ourselves back. Hands by your hips, safely lower yourself back. And soles of the feet, I'll invite you to bring those together and support underneath your thighs. Wherever you think you might need that. Play around with where you'd like the support. Now here, if you've got an extra couple of little cushions, I've got my little rice packs for my palms. There's something nice about having something over your palms as well that's lovely. And I've got my little wheat pack for over my belly or over your eyes. Maybe even just grabbing your shirt for over your eyes. Just see how that feels. If that's not right for your lower back this afternoon, you can try with your knees bent. And if you feel like lengthening out your back, you might even like to have the legs extended completely. Just be mindful of any dangling. So finding a spot that's comfortable for you. Softening the eyes. Making any little adjustments so that you're really, really comfy. And trying not to fidget. Noticing the soles of the feet touching. And inviting you to scan now. So just feeling sensations from the crown of your head moving through your body, perhaps a centimetre at a time. I won't talk you through it. I'd like you to just do it mentally, down, all the way down to the tips of your toes. So noticing any sensations, working your way from the crown down to your toes.